Done with my coffee. I'm having soda now. All right, let's see if we've gone live. We have gone live. There's my voice cracks. What, 13 again? The heck? All right, we'll move that there. We can pop this chat out. All the cats are now outside. I'm free to move and roll my chair around without fear of rolling over a kitty paw or a kitty tail. Great. All right. Let's see here. Where is, I'm going to move this aside for a second. I was going to put a post. Post out on X about the thing. Okay, there we go. We will post this. Actually, let's find the right thing. I have a pre-made thing for this. I can find it. Here we go. We're on Geek on YouTube. And we'll put that there. Bam, don't need all these things. And where is my little picture of myself? Where's my picture of me? My fake picture of fake me. There we go. Bam. All right. There we go. Oh, let's get some writing going here since I have time over lunch. And we'll mute that tab. All right. Aftermath session has ended. The dust is settled. The prayers are gathering the coats. We're getting ready to sign off. Okay, extra insight, freshen their minds. Wide list each specific way. Okay, I already took care of that one. We'll leave it. I don't want this to have a comment at all. Nope, do not want. There we go. Why is it insisting upon putting that there? That is really annoying. I love it, but I hate it when a comment does that. Huh. All right, I'm going to go to the comment here quickly and just say, too long, choose one of the first three plus. Okay, yep. Yep, and we're going to mark that resolved. Mark that resolved. All right. And then I can go back here. Problem with having edits enabled. Dang it. Why is it still complaining here? We're gonna, oh, it's because I have tracking changes enabled. That's what the problem is right now. That has been resolved. That won't exist anymore. We're gonna grab this. We are going to accept this deletion. And we're gonna do this here. There we go. I think I'm going to turn off tracking changes. Track changes. We're just gonna turn it off. We'll accept this, and then we'll go on to it. Accept insertion. Okay. How are people doing out there? Oh, that was weird. Okay. Oh, wow. It hated the spelling of that word because it's being stupid. Yes, AI is so smart and good. I love AI in Word that I turned off over and over and over that does not want to turn itself off because it is being foisted upon us forever and ever and ever. Yeah. A little shorter than the rest. This is mainly reflection and record keeping. Of There we go. Okay, I spelled feeling. That's good. Sorting the rest and reflection. Do I want to put a note in here? Okay, we're just going to go on to the next section here. We're going to leave that as it is. Let's see. I'm going to check over here and see if I've annoyed everybody on X. Hey, nobody's come at me lately. Yay! I'm free! Or not. Oh, let's see. Ooh, I think our... Sorry, I'm going to kill the desktop audio here. I'm going to retweet this because I do. The video came out finally. All right. Me getting distracted by work while I'm writing over lunch? No way. I am writing. But I also had to post over in the self-promotion thing on Moonskull the link to the new reveal trailer for Black Ops Royale. So you guys can see the stuff I've been working on for a while now. And it has Kenny Loggins' song in it. So yeehaw. And I had to mute my sound here because I was like, oh, I have the audio on. Don't want that on my stream. Oops. Hopefully that 3 seconds of really quiet Kenny Loggins song don't get me hit. I don't know why they come after me, but whatever, they might. At least I'm not driving while I'm writing, or writing while I'm driving. I'm back in the how-to book today because I wanted to get some stuff going on this. Oopsies, exactly. Oops. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Who is that? I don't know who these people are. Okay. Small favors, no driving. Yeah, but if you run into me in Black Ops Royale, I'll be driving because I like driving all over the place and smashing into things horrifically. It's fun. Okay, system style advances. You have players apply their characters. Might be something you do less often. Okay. What is her comment on here? I'll say witch instead. W-H-I-C-H, not W-I-T-C-H. We'll say separate. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, there we go. Fun times. What are you doing over your lunch besides hiding all the tuna from a certain cat? Oh, I missed a accept change. Okay, missed a change there. Next session and beyond. Oh, why did that? Oh, because I put the wrong punctuation there. It's my fault. I may forget all the details, desires, and all right. Specific means adjustment of the campaign in the next session. Yeah, it does require me to take notes, though. If I don't, I may forget all the juicy details, desires, and the various plot ideas that spring from their responses. Okay. On site, so far it's quiet. I'm working on scheduling Moonskull tweets. Ooh, have to add the links to them when Rudai creates them. Fun. Look at you scheduling stuff, getting things done ahead of time. And as far as you know, Wolf is not in the tuna. Trying to figure out how to open the cans. I found out just how sharp and strong some of my cat's teeth are because I had a can of cat food on the counter this morning because I opened all the other cans and put them in the bowls, and I left one sitting on there. And I completely forgot it was there. And I'm sitting here in a meeting and I hear a faint. Boom. What was that sound? I'm looking around, I'm like, nothing fell over down here. And then right before lunch, I went upstairs and I looked. I'm like, really, guys? The can was on the floor and it had 4 puncture marks through the lid, the little pop top lid that were, one was a little ragged. The other 3 were pretty straight on pointy because one of them caught the edge of the container. And I'm like, you little vampires. And they were playing around with it, trying to get into it. And I'm looking around. I'm like, everybody okay? Are your teeth okay? And they're all just like, we're fine. I checked them. I petting everybody and looking at them. I'm like, nobody has a problem with their teeth. So they literally just punctured the damn can right through the lid, right on the edge. And I'm like, wow. Okay. So I opened the can and gave it to him. I'm like, no more leaving cans up there. I had no idea. It was one of the bigger boys, I think. I don't think the little girls would have done it. Oh, he did save the tuna juice, though, to add to his canned food. Ooh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. All right, so bookkeeping. Talk about what players use in the session in terms of gaining currency, like fate tokens, bennies, storytelling chits, force points, anything that use modified rolls. Help me keep my finger on the pulse of $9 roll economy and helps me. Well, let's see. This is made easier by playing. Let's see. If you are, we'll say conducting. There we go. It's made easier by playing turf virtual tabletop programs. All the evidence is there. If you're conducting in-person sessions, it's on you to make either mental or physical tally for reflection. Okay, there we go. Used to do that with ZD with canned chicken. Keep the juice separate and add it to his food. Yeah, it's a smart thing to do. It makes him happy. I had a pump bottle. It was about the size of a sriracha bottle, but it had a little, like a hand pump, like for soap on top of it, and it was salmon oil. And I went through that almost that entire bottle until I figured it was probably no good anymore near the end. So I stopped putting it on their food, but they loved it. I would get out the dry food. I would put like a bunch of it on their food. Like, oh my gosh! Except a couple of the girls, for whatever reason, were just like, so they would only eat the dry kibble that had none of that slop on it. Get that sloppy fish smell stuff out of here, which is weird for a cat, but whatever. They're fine. They're fine. I got followed. I'm getting follows on X from a lot of people. They're interesting people, some are not, but a lot of them are, accounts with a female icon with like hearts in their little bios and stuff. But some of them seem to actually be real people. I'm like, good. Some of them seem to be just bot. And it's interesting because I've been commenting on stuff, and I'm just going to say that I may have triggered some people in the romantasy genre today with one of my tweets. I'm just saying. Because they were talking about how romantasy, let us have it. It's fine. You can do other stuff. And I'm like, it does sell. It's this and that. But romantasy is being taken over by things like, you know, porn and smut because they were saying, no, it's not, it doesn't have to be porn or smut. It can only be this. Like the people who review that milking book literally call it romantasy. And that's where it's all going, the slippery slope. And then I made a comment and said the slippery slope was not intended to be any kind of a weird pun on sex or anything. But then I also blatantly said, love scene does not have to have physical touch in it. Because one of the people said, a love scene is not a love scene without physical touch. I'm like, is it though? Interesting. It doesn't have to be, but it is. Yeah, exactly. Well, and other people brought it up later in the thread too, and they're like, "You mean like this romantasy?" And the lady who started the post, she's like, "Well, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about." I'm like, "Well, guess what? Your genre has been taken over by that kind of crap because that's what happens." Yeah, love scene can be fade black. You can have two people look at each other in a meaningful way and just do a gesture or nod across the space or something and be like, oh my gosh, that person understood. And it can be part of the book. You're like, that is love. It doesn't have to be bodice ripping time every time somebody's like, hey, you're pretty nice. Oh my God. But no, that's not how that works. No. I'm sorry if you have a life where that is totally necessary all the time for you, but yee. Let's see. Where did I got a note here. Huh. Oh, there. That's what the note is. Got it. Okay. Bam. There goes my note. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm in the aftermath section of the book here. Trying to spend at least a few minutes after each session looking over my in-game notes to clarify some, expand on them if necessary. Okay, if I change an NPC's motivation to the player's assumption, I need to note that if I added a detail to an NPC location or story beat, I need to make sure I leave myself notes. It makes sense to me later. Okay. So this is the 4 minor things. This is the 1 major thing. I don't need another space here because that one is right next to it. Okay, there we go. Review of the syllabus. All right. Read the notes. There are notes. I didn't make any notes, or maybe I did make notes. I might have made some notes. Hello, Zerda. It's all notifications. Wee. Oh yeah, everybody's now posting the Black Ops Royale video. It's just going crazy. I'll like and retweet that one too. Why not? Let's get that out there. Let everybody know. Accidentally posted Call of Duty on X or by Call of Duty on Xbox. Okay. Accidentally. Woohoo. Neatus Beardicus. Barf. It happened. Bam. I had Pearl down here with me this morning while I was working, and she sat on my desk because she just wanted to sit on my desk. I'm like, there's really no room for it. So I made a space for her, and she just sat there kind of loaf, like watching my cursor move around. It was just enjoying it. I'm like, so unlike what she normally does. And then she came over and sat on my lap and was just sitting there, and then started doing the biscuits in my beard. I'm like, oh, ow, ooh, ow, because she's right into my flesh behind. She's got sharp little paws. But she was enjoying the beard today. She was a happy kitten. A 5-year-old kitten. I had to think about that. I was like, wait, how old is she? All right, where was that? Oh yeah. Make sure I hit my notes from the previous sessions. Have covered the main story points. Review any NPCs I wanted them to meet. If they skipped around someone or some story point, I make a note to include them elsewhere, or I can shelve them as unnecessary. Are made next to the NPCs. NPC's entry. On the main page. There are many. Let's change that word 6 times in a row. I'll just keep doing it. Blah, blah, blah. Turn the page over. Okay, there we go. Honestly, I don't really take notes during the sessions, but I'll take them afterwards, and it always turns your character reflections of what happened, and that's good because sometimes when you're taking notes during a session, it can really derail your attention. You can be writing and then have to say, "Wait, what happened?" I do it occasionally. I was doing it a lot for the first 7 episodes or so of Cthulhu, and then I realized even though I remember stuff that was going on, I don't feel like I'm in my character when I'm doing that. I'm like, I'm gonna focus on this. So I haven't been taking notes. I will make myself a note afterwards, and it lets me feel more in character. And again, like you said, afterwards, it's kind of that reflection of like, what happened. And sometimes your memory is shaky on things, and you will put a note in there that may not be 100% accurate, but it's really cool to have kind of that, well, sort of a unreliable narrator of your own. Fun. Did finally ask a Brewdive, because I'm not so good at figuring things out, what he thought Daybreak and Thistle's alignments were based on my playstyle. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there are a lot of people who don't quite know or have never really thought about it. When people got to what was it they got to? Sorry, I just saw something else and I was like, oh, that's interesting. When people got to discuss things in our Thursday night game about what alignment they were, one of the guys said, yes, I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. And other people were, they didn't really say anything, but it was interesting. And sometimes people don't even know. They're like, I don't know what my guy's moral alignment would be. And I basically am just like, good or bad, good or evil usually. But occasionally, this time when I answered, I gave a specific D&D alignment because it's specifically kind of how the guy thinks. So it works. It works. Mhm. Oops. There we go. Only asking because he was very clear that Crimson Throne should be good or neutral, worse, or there'd be trouble. Fizzle is dang neutral. Selfish, tries to do the right thing, blah, 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 blah. Unhoused person with homicidal tendencies. There you go. I know I pick on Dragon Noodle Soup about this too because I joke that there's no neutrality. There's no truly neutral. Nobody can be neutral unless they're sitting on the fence about everything. And I get so much argument from people like, no, no, you can totally. I'm like, oh, you seem very passionate about this. Does passion rule reason in your world, or does reason rule passion? Which one's on top? Is it law and order? Is it chaos? Are you perfectly balanced? So you do one lawful thing, you do an evil thing, or a chaotic thing, you do a good thing, you do neutral, or an evil thing to balance it out. You only do neutral things. I'm like, I don't know. And it's just entertaining because then usually it becomes neutrality is the widest category. They're like everybody else is fringe. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's doesn't matter if you do the neutral stuff out to this radius, it's still all neutral, and everything else really bad is evil. Okay, it's just I just find it funny because I know DNS loves to make neutral characters. I just love picking on people and making them talk. It's fun. All right, here we go with this. All right, so the major thing. What else can I put down here about reviewing the syllabus? Let me go look at my syllabus here. Oops, the tone is let's see. Add up the players and indeed if they want to be. Let's say concrete way. I'm not so sure I'd like. I think to side with you and you put people in neutral themselves. I don't care. Yeah, but I don't know. We have some people in our sessions that are like, I specifically took the clueless hindrance and this and that because they don't want to make decisions. And they're like, yeah, I'd say I'm probably more in the neutral, a little bit of chaotic. I'm like, definitely chaotic. Because by not caring, you could say you're putting yourself purely in the evil side of some decisions because you're not like invested enough to even bother stopping anybody. But you could also be doing the same thing in the other one. You're like, well, you're totally in the good because you really don't care if these people are doing X, Y, or Z. So obviously, letting them continue that is good. I mean, a true neutral person would be trying to stop the people from doing too much good and the other people from doing too much evil. Because I can't say that a neutral person should be sitting there going, no, 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 the good guys are good, but the bad guys, I'm only going to stop when they get really bad. Like, whoa, whoa, maybe you should stop those good people before they start going too good. Got to maintain a balance, right? And I said that to someone at one point, and he's like, crap, do I have to start stopping the good people from going too far? I'm like, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you're trying to be this person who's here, you've got to have a boundary somewhere that's like treads off of neutrality. And he's like, well, crap. I find the old alignment system. It was an entertaining exercise. It was kind of groundbreaking. You know, obviously for the time, people never thought, oh my gosh, there's a way to categorize people, because most people in the 70s and 80s and stuff had, you know, taken all these personality quizzes and all this crazy stuff. They just thought, you know, people are, you know, maybe good, maybe evil. They may have some bits and pieces. If they were in psychiatry classes, they'd be talking about different mentalities and different social types and all these things. But it was not a common way for us who were middle schoolers and then on into high school kids to even think about that stuff. So it became this tic-tac-toe of like, oh my gosh, I totally identify with that one. Boom. And they could pick and choose, and they could use it as kind of a way to set up their character to play, especially if they hadn't done, you know, any theater or acting or anything like that. It was a super convenient and interesting way. Then it became a bit of a ham-fisted way to do stuff, and yeah, it is intriguing. I'm working on something completely different in my own role-playing system that I've been just playing around with for quite a while. Is literally just storytelling metrics. That is all it is. It has nothing to do with alignment. It is all about morals and ethics. And if you don't care about them, you don't use them. I lean to a logical reason versus rolling everything with my feelings. Granted, that's how I'm in real life. Well, see, you're gonna have to play a character some days there that is completely opposite of you and see how it makes you feel. Nope, I think you should do it. I think you have to try it some days there. You're gonna have to play a completely emotion triggered character someday. It's gonna be fun for you. Now I can talk about this because the show met Vencario, but when he kept probing Fizzle and the others in the politics, she just kept shrugging. She doesn't care much, just wants to keep having free food, lodging. Yeah, Goblin does care about individual people. Yep. Yeah, she's probably veering towards possibly towards chaotic neutral, because individuals are more important than laws. Which is a lot of barbarian people who play barbarians are like, I'm obviously chaotic neutral, because that lets them get away with as much as they think of, because it's, you know, we don't care about laws, but also I'm not too good, so I can do bad stuff, but I'm not too evil, so I'm not going to be hacking the bodies apart. And it's just a comfortable way for them to fall, because then they could be as angry and ragey as they want. So, and someone who's an outsider who has different ways of thinking, you probably could fall in that way. But again, like I said, morals, ethics, ideas. I'm working the stuff I'm working on in my campaign starts with everybody choosing kind of like a base archetype that they're starting from. And that archetype is like a classical storytelling literature that they, I guess tropes, not necessarily tropes, but kind of tropes. So all of them are, I have a whole document that's literally just talking about ethics and morals and all the different tenets of the system and how you do it. But I'm starting everything with everybody will choose an archetype. Like, are they at base like a shadow, a trickster, a guardian, a herald, an outlaw, an everyman, a sage, explorer, a magician, a lover, a jester, a hero, an innocent, a revolutionary, and I've got like 30 more. And then how does your character adhere to that? How does your character subvert that? And then literally come up with what that is, what you are. Are you, the typical reluctant hero? Are you an aggressive hero? Are you mixing to them? Are you an everyman who's also a shadow because you have a side life or something? It's and then I throw the ethics and morals, and you come up with kind of like in Fate, you come up with your idea of what your character is, what a typical ethic and a typical moral thing that you might be faced with, and how you would come up with it, in a simple sentence, or like boop, little sentence that defined you in a little box that you're free to play around in, and then go forward with that. Because I have everything pushing and pulling. But I mean, that's one of my 78 projects that I'm working on, so I got to get there somewhere. The whole thing, she only cares enough about the law to not break it, so the entire guard doesn't follow her. Yeah, exactly. So that, in my mind, is definitely, it's verging on the law. Laws are fine to keep you guys safe. They're fine for you people. I like that you have laws. It gives me an idea of what I can do around them. Okay, now people are getting in all the notes, and they're like, oh my God, about the Black Ops Royale. People are, a lot of people are excited. Some people are just like, whatever. It's no Fortnite. Okay. Got it. Yep, people with hot takes. And it's funny because without speaking for the company, I love hearing these hot takes, because what you hear from people is like, oh my God, why don't they bring back game style X? And it's just like, yeah, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people jumping on the bandwagon. Project X comes out. People are like, oh my God, who asked for this? Like, huh. She doesn't want to risk getting in trouble, so she tends to be a little overcautious, not breaking laws. Perfect. I think that's good. I think that's a good way to do it. And that's the same reason, like, sort of, when I have Oscar doing things in Cthulhu, he knows he can get out of a lot of stuff because he has money. So he can wander around, do all kinds of crazy stuff. Anything really over the top, he's going to be cautious about, because as much as he doesn't care, he knows that the people they're dealing with might care. So he's cautious, he's circumspect, he does things when people aren't looking, just trying to, do what he can. But also, he's just having a heck of a lot of fun with it, because he feels a little untouchable when it comes to these minor crimes. A big crime, he'd be like, whoa, no, that's a bad idea. Why do people keep talking about Fortnite? 2 weeks is like half a month to play a game. What? You're funny, Zerd. I like it. You're a funny man. I'll kill you last. Remember when I said I'd kill you last, Zerder? I lied. Sorry, I had to go back to the 80s. I had to. That took me a minute. Somebody made a joke like that recently. They said something about League of Legends. They're like, why would you want to play a 3-mile game? I was like, oops. Oh, where am I typing here? Okay, nope, that's it. There we go. I almost sent out a tweet accidentally when I'm trying to type my document. Haha, wrong window. Yeah, I'm first for one. Whee! Ah! Sorry, there's so many people talking about romantasy and stuff, all this crap out there. Some guy I don't know who he is. Some dude who has an otter as his thing, who is, I don't know, a writer or a reader or something. He says he's being pressured by his community into reviewing the book we talked about earlier, Chrysanth, because his life isn't miserable enough as it is. He says, please help. Too late, you got yourself into it. Ha ha. All right. What is this? Okay. Yeah, ew, exactly. Ew is exactly right. This is the response that everyone should have to that disgusting thing. But hey, like I said, if somebody's able to find a market for something they did, yay, capitalism, awesome. I can still find it disgusting. But good job. Um What is this? Okay. Huh. Oh, here we go. Oh, these hot takes. Oh, the internet is just full of people who have thoughts on things. Hmm. Did you know that? Did you know that the internet is just full of people who have thoughts on things? All right. Um, all right. Noting new locations based on the directions of players explored and oh, how about I put an O in there? All right. Mm, nope, it's AVTT. Why is it weird? Let's see. Did someone say hotcakes? People have thoughts. Well, they say words. Let's put that way. Takes the internet of things. The internet is full of things and people. I was joking with Elemental MJ in some tweets talking about because I asked the question of whether or not when people use AI to make like image prompts, if they ask the AI or if they tell the AI, are they being pleasant or are they ordering it around? And I got a couple DMs about it, but mostly it sounds like people do one or the other because you can get different results sometimes, which is kind of weird. And then talking about all the, how animals, people are like prioritize animals over people. Then maybe they'll be doing it with AI over people. I said, just you wait until you go to recycle that AI enabled laptop. And people be like, no, you're killing it. He's like, I really hadn't thought of that, but now, like, yes, this is my job. Put thoughts in people. Yikes. Okay. What? Okay, what is this saying? So I'm reading a sort of work thing. Entertaining. I don't know who Alex Garzo is, but he wrote a thing on Geeks and Gamers website calling about Call of Duty calls out Dexero over zombie standalone rumor. I love hearing people write about my job because I don't talk about it, and I'm just like, oh, you said this thing. Oh, you said that thing. Oh, look at you guys arguing. Okay. Enjoy arguing and speculating all you want. People have found out now, supposedly, what all the perks are in the game. Because once this stuff is released, everyone's like, oh, and they're digging in to see all the stuff you can find. And they're going to the website because now we have all this stuff released about what things will be available, what kind of parts of the game, and how it's going to function. Everyone's like, oh, breaking news. I'm like, yeah, it's breaking news. It's still on the website. Okay, fine. But hey, people will go to their favorite people to get stuff figured out. I'm loving it. Good way to know what people are saying. Yes, exactly. It's pretty entertaining. All right. Wow. Okay. Hostile architecture. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. I have to fact check everything I see on the internet, so I do my own research about thing. Yep. It's a good idea. Very good idea. I had someone sending me a message regarding something else I'd said, and they're like, I don't think that's true. And I was like, I looked it up on 3 different places and talked to a couple people. It sounds like it's true. And I said, here are the things that I got. And they're like, oh, crap, you're right. I was like, yeah, I thought at first it wasn't either, but I looked it up like it was. It was a minor thing, but it was technically related to first edition AD&D. I had to actually dig out my oh, it's right here. I had to dig out my dragon skin covered DM's guide. It's still got that. I bought this a long time ago, almost a weird perfumey smell to the pages book to look it up, and found it. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it is right there. Because I was reading about magic items, the old magic items. And where did it go here? Wait, this isn't even the right. How did I get this in the wrong page? Did I lose it here? Or oh no, okay, I'm one page over. Somehow I moved it on one page over. It was about the manual of bodily health, the original manual of bodily health. And it was indeed metal bound because somebody said, no, I'm pretty sure it wasn't metal bound. I'm like, I think all of them were, weren't they? But it was rare, non-magical book, which is the other part of it, because people were like, no, you've got to identify and do this stuff. And I'm like, well, this is a non-magical book. It says if a detect magic spell is cast upon it, the manual will radiate an aura of magic. And I'm like, huh? They're like, that's what caught me out too. It says the person who reads it will know how to increase his constitution by a point. You have special dietary intake, breathing exercises over a month. It disappears immediately upon completion of its contents. Was the other part, because people were like, no, I think you could just reuse it. So everybody can do it. I'm like, nope. The 1 point of constitution is gained only after the prescribed regimen is followed. In 3 months, the knowledge of the secrets of bodily health will be forgotten. Knowledge cannot be articulated or recorded by the reader, which is weird that you would remember it. Manual will not be useful to any character a second time. So we were having a discussion about an actual item, and that's the kind of stuff that I fact check on the internet. I'm a geek. I'm a dork. I'm a nerd. I'm all these things. Oh man, it's almost time for me to go. So I got a bunch of writing done in this section. I kind of cleared it up and then I speculated. I'm going to remove this section because that was one of my notes. This note is going up to here. Will be the next section right there. So this is where I'm going to stop and be done with it. So thanks for coming on by. I'm going to go get ready for a meeting. Ooh, I'm going to go check this message I just got and people talking about the trailer and things. So I'm going to get out of here and I will talk to you all a little later and I'll see you for stop by tonight on Moodskull. So if you guys go, I'll see you there. If not, I'll still be there. It's fine. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.